July 14, 2028. The 2028 Los Angeles Olympics opening ceremony begins. Over 15,000 athletes from 200 countries have arrived. Millions of visitors are pouring into Southern California from every corner of the planet. Every hotel is full. Every freeway is gridlocked. Every eye on Earth is on Los Angeles. And the first thing every single one of those visitors sees when they land? A construction site. Active demolition. Temporary terminals, airlines operating out of buildings they moved into 3 months ago, a $2 billion automated train that has been delayed so many times the city stopped announcing new opening dates. Passengers being told, officially in writing, to allow extra time because nobody can predict how long anything takes anymore. This is LAX in 2028. The city had 11 years to prepare. They committed $30 billion, and as of right now, with less than 850 days until the opening ceremony, construction experts say approximately half of the total work is still not done. This isn't a story about an airport being upgraded. This is a story about the most important sporting event in American history arriving at a construction site that the whole world will be watching. Let's run the clock. When Los Angeles was awarded the 2028 Olympics in 2017, the city made a specific promise to the International Olympic Committee. We will transform Los Angeles. The infrastructure will be world-class. The airports, the transit, the venues, all of it ready. LAX was the centerpiece of that promise. Los Angeles World Airports, the city agency that runs LAX, announced a $30 billion capital improvement program, the largest airport modernization in American history. New terminals, rebuilt terminals, a fully automated people mover train connecting every terminal to the metro system, a consolidated rental car facility, new roads, new gates, new everything. The plan was genuinely ambitious. LAX handles 88 million passengers per year, the second busiest airport in the United States, and it looked like it. The terminals were a mix of buildings from the 1960s, 1970s, and 1980s. Terminal 5, which served American Airlines, JetBlue, and Spirit, was described by aviation journalists as resembling a 1980s shopping mall that nobody had cleaned since 1995. The $30 billion was supposed to fix all of it, not just freshen it up, completely reinvent LAX into the kind of airport that makes a first impression worthy of an Olympic host city. Here's the problem. They started late, spent years in planning and environmental review, and then committed to rebuilding the entire airport while it continued operating at full capacity. 88 million passengers per year moving through active construction zones simultaneously. By late 2025, 8 years after the games were awarded, construction experts assessed the progress. Their conclusion? Approximately half of the total work was complete. Half! With 2.5 years left on a deadline that cannot move by a single day. The Olympic torch doesn't wait for permits. The single most important piece of LAX's Olympic transformation is a train that most Americans have never heard of. It's called the Automated People Mover, the APM, and understanding its history tells you everything about how LAX got here. The APM is a fully automated elevated train that will connect all 9 LAX terminals to 2 metro rail stations and the consolidated rental car facility. No more circling the airport in a car. No more shuttle buses stuck in the gridlock on World Way. Passengers will be able to land at LAX, board the train, and reach downtown Los Angeles or Inglewood, home of SoFi Stadium, the Olympic venue for the opening ceremony, without ever sitting in traffic. The concept was brilliant. The execution has been a masterclass in delay. The APM was originally supposed to open in 2023, then 2024, then late 2025. The Wikipedia page tracking LA's Olympic infrastructure projects, updated as recently as 2 weeks ago, lists the APM as now scheduled to open in June 2026 after several postponements. June 2026, that's 2 years late from the original target, and June 2026 still needs to actually happen. Here's why this matters beyond inconvenience. The entire traffic strategy for the 2028 Olympics depends on the APM working.
Los Angeles civic leaders promised the IOC a car-free Olympics, a plan to move millions of people around a famously car-dependent city using transit. The APM is the connection between LAX and that entire plan. If it opens late, runs unreliably, or can't handle Olympic-level passenger volumes, the car-free Olympics becomes LA's most embarrassing broken promise. And here's the number that should make every Angeleno nervous. Los Angeles Metro initially announced it needed $26.2 billion to complete all Olympic infrastructure projects. In March 2024, the Metro Board quietly removed 11 projects from the Olympic list and substituted 11 different, simpler ones because the original projects couldn't be completed in time. That's not a scheduling adjustment. That's the city officially admitting that a significant portion of what was promised to the IOC cannot be delivered. October 28, 2025, LAX closes Terminal 5 completely. American Airlines, JetBlue, and Spirit all relocated to other terminals in a carefully choreographed shuffle that started 7 days earlier. JetBlue moved to Terminal 1, Spirit moved to Terminal 2, American moved to Terminal 4. Passengers who hadn't read the press release arrived at a terminal that no longer existed for their airline. The terminal itself, a 37-year-old building that opened in 1988 as Delta's oasis at LAX, is being demolished and completely rebuilt from scratch. Cost, $1.7 billion. Square footage, 200,000. Gates, 15. The new Terminal 5 will be modern, connected to the APM, and genuinely world-class. Target opening, spring 2028, just months before the Olympics. Aviation analysts were blunt in their assessment. The timeline is doable, but it has almost no cushion for the delays that inevitably hit every major construction project. The Olympic opening ceremony is July 14, 2028. If Terminal 5's reconstruction runs even 4 months behind schedule, it reopens after the games have already started. American Airlines, which operates Terminal 4 and the rebuilt Terminal 5, would be running its LAX operation out of temporary arrangements during the highest demand event in the airport's history. 4 months of delay on a 2-year construction project in Los Angeles, where construction delays are not the exception, they are the operating assumption. Meanwhile, the passengers displaced from Terminal 5 are creating the exact overcrowding that LAX was trying to solve. Terminal 4, which absorbed American Airlines, is itself mid-renovation as part of a $1.6 billion Terminal 4 and 5 combined project. American Airlines moved into a terminal that is simultaneously being rebuilt around them. Passengers checking in for American flights at LAX right now are walking through an active construction project to reach their gate. This is the reality of rebuilding an airport while keeping it running. Every solution creates a new problem. Every relocation creates new congestion somewhere else. The airport is a closed system. There is no slack in it.
Here's the number that construction risk experts keep coming back to in their assessments. As of late 2025, with 850 days until the Games, approximately half of LAX's total $30 billion modernization work remains incomplete. That means LAX needs to complete in 2.5 years what it has been building for 8 years, at roughly double the pace of everything that came before. That is not impossible. Construction accelerates when deadlines harden. The Olympic deadline is the hardest deadline in the world. It cannot be moved, rescheduled, or negotiated. The IOC does not grant extensions. But here's what doesn't accelerate on command: regulatory approvals, environmental sign-offs, labor availability in one of the tightest construction labor markets in California, and supply chain delays on specialized airport infrastructure components. Terminal 5's reconstruction requires specific airfield-rated materials, jet bridge systems, and baggage handling technology that are ordered months in advance and delivered on their own schedules. Several projects have already been quietly deferred. LAX officials confirmed that projects deemed at risk of delay have been postponed until after the Olympics to avoid disrupting the priority work. That's a responsible decision, but it also means the $30 billion transformation being sold to the world as the Olympic legacy
is explicitly not going to be complete when the games begin. What passengers will actually experience in July 2028 is a partially complete APM that opened 18 months ago and may or may not be running at full capacity, a brand new Terminal 5 that either just opened or is days away from opening, Terminal 4 still finishing its final construction phases, and 15 million additional visitors trying to use all of it simultaneously in a 6-week window. Montreal built an Olympic stadium that wasn't finished when the 1976 Games opened. The roof didn't get installed until 1987, 11 years after the Olympics ended. The final cost? Over $1.4 billion for a stadium that cost $112 million in the original budget. Nobody is suggesting LAX becomes the next Montreal, but the structural reality is identical. A hard deadline, an ambitious scope, and a construction pace that requires everything to go right. Here is the complete picture. Los Angeles has 11 years and $30 billion to transform LAX for the 2028 Olympics. As of late 2025, half the work remains. Terminal 5, demolished in October 2025, needs to be fully rebuilt in 27 months with almost no schedule cushion before the opening ceremony. The automated people mover, the entire foundation of the car-free Olympic transit plan, is already 2 years late and still not open. 11 Olympic infrastructure projects were quietly removed from the official list in 2024 because they couldn't be finished in time. None of this means LAX won't be ready. The construction is real, the investment is real, and the deadline pressure is hardening execution in ways that normal timelines never do. But here's the truth no press release will tell you. The first impression 15 million Olympic visitors get of Los Angeles will be formed at an airport that is finishing its renovation in real time around them. New terminals opening weeks before they arrive. A train system that has been delayed so many times the city stopped making promises. Airlines operating out of temporary arrangements in terminals they moved to 6 months ago. Every Olympics promises to transform its host city. Los Angeles promised the world a $30 billion airport. What the world gets on July 14, 2028 depends entirely on how the next 850 days go. And in Los Angeles, construction has never once finished early.